What's up guys, welcome to Freedive Passion. Today's video is part of a series on how to train for depth during the winter. Today's video is going to be on training your technique over the winter. So as you're training your technique, you really want to drill the correct technique over and over and over and over. Repetitions are very important. The reason for this is, the more often you repeat a movement, the more that movement is going to switch into your subconscious mind. Before that happens, you're using your conscious mind, which is a very weak part of the brain, and also it can't really do that many things at once. So it's not going to allow you to concentrate on the subtleties of diving because you're already just focusing on your technique. After you've repeated it enough times, it's going to switch into your subconscious mind, which is controlled by the cerebellum. The cerebellum is a much more powerful part of the mind. It contains about 50% of the neurons within the brain. Once the action becomes subconscious, then the action will become much more fluid and much more efficient, which is going to affect your oxygen consumption and your lactic acid buildup. It also means that your conscious mind is free now to concentrate on the subtleties of freediving, such as maintaining relaxation throughout your body and equalization. The thing about becoming automatized is you need to repeat the action very regularly. They say it should take about 10,000 repetitions for something to become automatic. It's not strictly true. It's going to depend from person to person, and it's going to depend on how complicated the action is. But the point is, you need to repeat it a lot in order for it to become automatized. The other thing which is worth thinking about is whatever it is that you drill, that's what's going to become automatized. So if you have some sort of bad technique, or if you're finning in a way that's different from your constant weight finning, then you're going to have the wrong type of finning automatized, which is going to affect you when it comes to deep diving. The tricky thing about training your technique is it has to be done in a swimming pool or swimming pool-like conditions. And getting to the swimming pool can be complicated because we all have a limited amount of time available to us. This means that your time in the swimming pool is very precious and it needs to be used as efficiently as possible. Also, as I mentioned earlier, whatever technique you drill is the technique which is going to become automatized. And if you're drilling the wrong technique, you're going to have the wrong automation. For this reason, I can't recommend training dynamic in order to train your technique. The reason is, one, you're not going to get enough time to really drill that technique because a lot of your time when you're training dynamic is breathing up, recovering and safetying your body. Two, is it's very easy to develop a sloppy technique in dynamic. Because you're going quite slow and you don't need to use much power, you can get away with using too much leg or just having bad technique in general. Also, the typical way that you would do dynamic would be the 2-kick glide. So you're drilling your subconscious to do 2 kicks and then glide. And I've seen people who do a lot of dynamic do constant weight and maintain that 2-kick glide in constant weight, even at depth or even at the positive part right at the beginning of the dive. So what I would recommend is some sort of fin swimming style of training where, say for instance, if you're training your monofin, you would go underwater, do somewhere between 3 and 5 kicks, come back up to the surface and breathe, go back down, 3 and 5 kicks, up and breathe, back down, 3 to 5 kicks. The amount of kicks you do before you breathe is going to depend on your comfort level. You don't want to be building up CO2. You don't want to have the urge to breathe. You want to maintain a rhythm which you can keep on going in order to drill that technique into your subconscious. If you're training constant weight no fins, then you would do the same. Do maybe 2 or 3 kick pull cycles, come up and breathe, go back under, 2 and 3 kick pull cycles, and come back up and breathe. This way you can train for long enough in order to drill that technique into your subconscious. If you're interested in training your monofin technique, the first thing you need to do is look at what the correct monofin technique is. And the best place to look for that is a good fin swimmer. The way a fin swimmer swims is going to be the same way that a constant weight diver swims. The only difference is a constant weight diver will use slightly less power and a slower tempo. Everything else is the same. Then what I recommend is starting out with no fins and just doing the dolphin kick. If you need to learn the dolphin kick, then any swim instructor should be able to show you the principles, and then it's just a question of practice, practice, practice. At first it's going to be frustrating and you might feel a bit silly because you're probably not going to go anywhere if you've never done it before. But keep trying and you'll get it. If you just put a fin on right away without practicing your dolphin kick, then you'll be able to move, but you'll be moving using the wrong technique. Once you can move using the dolphin kick, then for sure you have a good technique for the monofin. After you're used to moving with the dolphin kick, then you can switch to moving with small fins. This is going to start to build up your strength and get your body ready for the monofin. Once you're used to swimming with small fins, you can switch to the monofin. The whole time you should be conscious of the principles of monofin swimming. Some big mistakes that people make is not having the correct undulation throughout the body. The movement should start from up here, not from your legs. They don't have a very good back kick, which means you're losing 50% of the power of your kick. And they bend the legs. If you're bending your legs, then the only muscle you're using to swim is your thighs, and you're going to get a huge lactic acid buildup and lose a lot of your power. So it helps me to try and keep my legs completely straight. Even when I'm trying to keep them completely straight, I still bend them, but it's better than what it was if I don't concentrate on that. Another thing is, all your swimming, it should be done under the surface of the water, because you'll move differently under the surface than what you do on the surface. So again, go down, do a few kick cycles, come back up and breathe, go down, do a few more. Again, not building up the urge to breathe, just maintaining a rhythm which you can keep going for long enough time in order to develop that technique. If you're interested in training no fins over the winter season, then it's important to find out what the correct technique is, so you're drilling the correct technique into your subconscious. With the leg kick, the correct technique would be the same as a breaststroke kick. So it's very easy to find out that technique. There's loads of tutorials on YouTube, and just about every swimming instructor out there will be able to train you the principles of a good frog kick. Once you understand the principles, it's then your job to drill them principles into your cerebellum. To do this, I recommend swimming drills. Just grab yourself a kickboard, so then you know you're not getting any propulsion from the arms, and just start doing lengths just using your frog kick. Train it, train it, train it, practice it, practice it, practice it, until you really can get a feel of the water and yourself pushing through the water. Then what I can recommend is doing breaststroke, but allowing yourself to become fully submerged, and then doing maybe 3 or 4 leg kicks just with your arms directly above your head. And then come up, take another breath, go down, do another 3 or 4 leg kicks, and then keep going like that. Again, not developing the urge to breathe and trying to drill the technique right now. The arm pull in no fins is specific to no fins. It can be described as making the shape of a keyhole. It's generally quite intuitive, but one thing that I will mention is you should be able to grab the water, and you should feel like you're moving the water throughout the entire pull. There's no sudden changes of direction. You're pulling that same bit of water throughout the whole pull. It's very hard for me to describe it, and it's very easy to get a feeling for it, so just try and keep that concept in mind. Once you've developed your arm pull and your leg kick independently, you can start to put them together. Again, I don't recommend doing this on the surface, because to do your leg kick you'll have to drop your hips. which is not what we do in freediving. So again, you'll be drilling the wrong technique. So allow your body to come underwater. Do maybe 2 or 3 kick-pull cycles, come up and breathe, then go back underwater again. Nothing in freediving is standalone. If you improve one aspect of your freediving, it's going to have effects on all other aspects of your freediving. If you develop your technique and have that technique become subconscious, then for sure all other aspects of your freediving are going to improve. So put in the work, drill that technique, and you'll become a better freediver. That's all we've got time for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, then hit the thumbs up button. If you want to catch more of our videos, then you can hit the subscribe button or click on the Freedive Passion icon just here. And if you want to help me out, then share the video. Okay, take it easy, guys, and dive safe.